today we are trimming this cow's foot because her foot is so sore, and worryingly, it could be our fault. This is the Hoof GP. So we have a rigorous schedule that we stick to, and usually we go to farms every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks. But one of our 2 weekly farms texted me last night because one of his cows has gone extremely lame and he's really worried about it. We were due to go next Monday, but I said, this sounds quite bad. We'll come first thing tomorrow and fit it in around our normal schedule. So we are on our way to that farm. It's a farm that you guys are really familiar with. And the farmer in question says he thinks the cow has a block on her foot. So immediately it pops in my mind that there might be something that we've done wrong. So I'm in a slight state of panic. I might be completely wrong. I might be panicked with due cause. It might be our fault. All we can do is wait until we get there, get out of the pen, into the crush, get the foot in the air, and discover what is the problem. On the plus side, it is absolutely gorgeous weather here in southwest Scotland today. Autumn here this year will be short. It's later in the year than usual, and winter is just around the corner. And so we've actually just stopped for a second. The farmer wasn't certain whether or not we'd previously trimmed this cow. He thought we might have because he thought there might be a block on, but it also could just be a very high heel. So because we actually store all of the information of all of the cows that we trim constantly, we should have it written inside our pad. So we've just stopped because nosiness is getting the better of us, and obviously we're slightly worried and apprehensive. So we're desperate to know whether or not we have trimmed this cow. As you can see, Craig is trying to see if he trimmed it because he was the last one there. Cow 58. Right, go on then, so moment of truth then.
It was on the 9th.
16th of the 9th.
That before 4 weeks ago, was it not?
So she was trimmed, what was wrong with her? She was trimmed 6 weeks ago, so it's quite a substantial amount of time ago.
Front right foot, white line problem 3 in the front right foot.
And it's been bandaged and blocked. Actually, the farmer never mentioned which foot it was, so I'm hoping, not hoping, but I'm expecting it to be a front right foot.
Before you put that camera on my face, I did say, you're too close to the tractor.
I don't like being wrong though. See if it'll drop down. Hopefully this will go straight past and I'll just pretend like I knew it was gonna.
But I'm more like thinking about this.
Nah, I can't believe you doubted me. I never doubted it.
You over anymore? No, I'm trying not to. It's a bit tight here, I can't even do it.
Right, push it for that. Like a glove. That was never in doubt, to be totally honest, Craig.
No, that was never any doubt.
So it might seem strange that we're setting up a whole crush just for one cow when we could just lift our foot and tie it up against the bar on a gate or use the farm crush. But our crush is better, it's much simpler, much safer, and we'll do the job better by setting that bad boy up. Lovely. Right. Let the dog see the rabbit. Let's go and see which cow this exactly is and what is going on with her.
And immediately we can see it's her far right front foot, the exact one that had the problem before, and she's putting all of her weight on the toe area.
So it turns out it is indeed this front right foot, as you just saw from her walking in. It is painful. Actually, not that much more painful than I was expecting. This was a level 3 and it's fully wrapped, blocked up and everything the last time we saw her, so she's clearly in a bit of pain. But I'm not sure if she's gone backwards or not. Right. First thing we need to do is, she's on strawberry pen just now for her comfort, so we just need to clean off a lot of this muck and manure and see exactly what is happening. So this isn't hoof horn, this is manure. Look, in fact, there you go, look at that. Whole cap of muck and manure, look at that. Okay, so it stands to perfect reason that she's walking like this. So there's a very slight bit of infection you can see from this sort of pussy raw material in here. That and the fact that this absolutely stinks. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean it up completely and we're going to wrap it up. We're going to see, you can see it's all infected and kind of oozing, isn't it? There's definitely some material to be taken away from here. I am sighing a big sigh of relief though, because This isn't anything that we've done. All it is a problem which isn't healing fantastically well yet. The temptation is, and you guys watching this will be hoping that I clean this off completely, but I know for a fact if I rub that with anything, it's going to aggravate the problem, when in reality I can slice through the hoof horn on the outer layers of this foot and get rid of most of that dirt and debris straight away. You can see it's not in contact with the ground, that's why it's so black. Oh, a lovely sharp knife, but very, very hard hoof horn. So you're going to see I'm not touching that lesion at all, and the muck and manure are being removed with each swipe of the knife here. Yeah, it's really, really tough though. So as I said earlier, this was white line lesion level 3. So that is a substantial problem. Wow, that is tough. You can see I'm trying to push away from this lesion. I can actually see this disappears up the outside wall of this foot and actually bursts out up here around the top, which I'll show you in a second or two. But we are going to need to remove a substantial amount of hoof horn here. I can tell that during her first trim we've already removed a lot of hoof horn, and there has been a lot of the red stuff because this hoof horn is yellow, meaning that as it's been regenerating and regrowing, blood has been seeping into the hoof horn as it actually binds together. That's where you get that yellowness from. So we'll just take this in. You can see through the translucent hoof horn here that there's a bit of a layer. This is very often the case. A cow that has had a major problem needs revisited and revisited and revisited. So this isn't a worry. Having said that, I'm still glad the farmer contacted me because he's clearly worried about her. And that is exactly what I like to see. Farmers invested in their cattle. If you provide for your cattle will provide for you. Right, the time has reached now where I can't clean any more out really using my knife. So I'm going to grab my chlorhexidine wash it all out and get back at it. Just need to get it all cleaned out. The only trouble is even the jet from this can cause a little bit of damage. Okay, so from this angle it doesn't look that bad. There's dermatitis attacking this lesion, which is why it hasn't healed up properly, but it also extends further up this wall horn here, so we're going to need to strip these layers away first before doing anything else here. So this is really difficult. Again, there's outer layers of dirt here, but they're just being removed with every little swipe of the knife. You can see where this is extending around the hairline, which is where I'm working right now. And this is going to tunnel right up from here, behind this layer of wall horn, and burst out here. But I need to be treading very, very carefully as I do this, because I could easily cut into something unintentionally and cause more damage than good. So while I'm taking fast swipes of the knife here, I'm constantly reanalyzing the thickness of this hoof horn and like slowing down as I get to parts that I'm unsure of. Right, get the hook in there, twist around, and flick away. And again, you're okay, you're okay. I can feel her moving there, so I just, now you can hear her protesting. This illustrates perfectly what is happening. Look, if I just get the hook, you're alright lass, you're alright. I just get the hook of my knife in there and pull away. Hopefully I can slice these pieces away without causing any damage. Again, find myself holding my breath. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever, but I seem to do it as I'm making those careful cuts. Right, switch knives. Slice into this very gently with a sawing action and flick up and away again. And yes, I know I have bare hands on it. It's probably disgusting to most of you, but I'd begun this before I thought about it. I've got both knives in my hands now, flicking between the two. in an effort to be as careful as I can. Right, I think we'll actually give this a little wipe out now. Just really try to uncover this. So the problem has been, yes, she has a white line defect, and that is the problem. But what has exacerbated that problem and made it much worse is dermatitis eating its way up in between the wall horn and the interior of the foot. And because it's tunneled its way up there, it's covered by hoof horn, meaning this foot bath solution that the farmer is treating this cow with isn't reaching the required destination. Getting rid of these layers of hoof horn will mean that anything we apply will be in contact with the dermatitis and kill it, so that the hoof horn can regrow and rebuild uninterrupted. That's why I'm persevering here so much, to make sure there's no little crevices where the muck can hide. Actually fairly happy with this. Not happy that she's got a problem, obviously, but I'm happy that we've been able to take away the complete sidewall, because now there's nothing else for the dermatitis to reach up in underneath, meaning it can't get any worse than it already has. Well, it could spread wider, but it can't tunnel anywhere that we can't treat. And because we can treat it now, we can heal it. And with the vast work of the precision stuff done, now I can set about the task of reducing the overall size of that inner claw. Because she's got the block in place and it's staying fast in place and still nice and high, it means I can take down that inner claw as much as I possibly can to ensure that it's not in contact with the ground and has every possible chance to heal properly and fully. Once that's done, we use some antibiotical spray provided by the farmer for cases just like this, before wrapping the whole thing up to make sure that product stays in place. Treating cows like this is an ongoing process. We'll be back at this farm in about a week's time, and we're going to take a look at what's underneath that bandage then and see how she's doing and if she's getting her foot back flat on the ground. I suspect she will be, but I'm definitely not certain, and I am very glad that the farmer got in contact with us last night, because walking around on a foot like that is never good. Yes, it was beginning to heal a little bit, but it had started to regress and go backwards because of that ooze that was kind of emanating out of it. It had a slight infection, and hopefully that antibiotical spray that is kept here by the vet and the farmer should get on top of that, and she should now be well on the way to recovery. The proof of the pudding will be in the eating though, and in this case the eating is a week today when we return to see how cow 58's foot is doing. Oh, and by the way, 15,000 of you pre-ordered the book, and I agreed to sign them all. I will sign every single one of them, and I will gladly do it. I feel indebted to you for coming on this journey with me to find out my story in more detail. If you want to see a little bit more about the book, you can go over to Fed by Farmers, where I recently did a podcast with Cami. And if you want to order the book, they will be back on sale on the 15th of November. The physical book will be in our hands tomorrow actually, and the pre-sales are going out this week and next week. But like I said, if you missed the pre-order sale, everything else will be on sale on the 15th of November. That includes the audiobook, the ebook, and the physical book itself. Again, thank you very much for your incredible support.